This is just going to be a real quick video about adjusting a float level on a SHENG WEY carburetor. Alright, this particular carburetor is off of a motorized kayak. Symptoms were full throttle, didn't really bog, but it never really reached top end. So I'm thinking one of two things. It's either float level out of adjustment and it's starving for gas, or it's getting too much gas and my air screw mixture is out of whack. So with that said, when you adjust, it's really tough to find a diagram for this carburetor. I can't even find one, period, anywhere, and I'm pretty good at finding things online. An easy way to adjust this to get you really close as far as the floats go, you'll notice that the floats are not sitting level, and that's because the carburetor is sitting level. What happens is the pilot jet in the back there, or the needle jet, is underneath the floats, whatever jet you might want to call that, is compressed by the weight of the floats. Alright, there's not much weight at all, but it does compress a little bit. If you hold the carburetor sideways or in a 45-degree angle, let's flip it this way so it's hanging. Now right there, it's making contact, but the needle is not compressed. Right there is how you want to make your float adjustment for this carburetor. One of the easiest ways to do it is if you look at the side of the float, you'll see there's a straight edge line to it, okay? And if you were to take a machinist's ruler and hold it, it's kind of hard. I can't really hold it because, let's see if I can do it like this. If you take a machinist's ruler and you really want to get a square, then you use the 64ths section of a machinist's ruler. And what you're going to do is pretty simple. You're just going to square it up right here, hard against the carburetor body, and you're going to measure this edge of the float. You'll see the line right there. You want that line perfectly parallel with the bottom of this. For this particular carburetor, you take an Edelbrock or a Holley carb for a vehicle, and it's a different story. There's a certain amount of play they want in there. But this is only a single barrel kayak carb. Now I'm reading, if I read this edge, I've got 16/32, also known as 32/64, and I want to come down, I want to measure this side, 32/64, right smack in the money. So this edge is going to be parallel with the casing of the carburetor when the needle is not compressed. As soon as you turn it, watch the floats. See how they come down on an angle? That is not how you want to adjust this carburetor. Certain other carburetors, like I have an Edelbrock 650. It's actually a Carter AFB. The carb wants to be level when you do the float adjustment. This particular one, you don't want any pressure on that spring, and that'll put your floats where they need to be. Then you just need to remove your jets one at a time, make sure all the little orifices in it are clean. And a good starting point for your air screw, which is right here on this particular carburetor, is 3.5 turns out. 3 1/4 turns, excuse me. Oh, I got a helicopter. Pretty rare. Anyway, what you're going to do is you're going to take this screw out, unscrew it all the way. Make sure it's clean. You can spray a little carb cleaner in there to clean it up. Then you're going to thread this back in, and with all carburetors you have to be very careful. You want to screw it until it seats, but only till it seats. You don't want to tighten it. Bring it down till it doesn't want to turn anymore, then back it out 3 1/4 turns, and that's going to put you right in the ballpark where you want to be. Then you have to adjust it as the vehicle's running. You can do that two ways. You can wing it, or you can run the thing for like 10 minutes at wide open throttle, pull the spark plug, take a look. You'll be able to see whether or not it's running rich or lean and make adjustments as necessary. And that is how you play around with one of these little This is a SHENG WEY LF161 carburetor, and that's what you do to tune it up a little bit to get it closer to where it should be. Hope this helps.